All right, if you know absolutely anything about me, you know that I have a very deep, deep love, nearing obsession with what is objectively and factually the greatest ice cream flavor in the world, and that is peppermint stick. Okay, it's seasonal, it is historic, and it is very hard to find nowadays. I'll explain why in a second. We're about to drive back home to New York. So unfortunately, I cannot take this with me because it's like a 7-hour drive at least. But my Christmas present this year was an ice cream maker. And my goal is to make peppermint stick ice cream. I'm also going to explain a little bit about this. So here, I just want to document it really quickly. You can see different companies that make or made peppermint stick ice cream have made it in slightly different ways. But a very classic one is pink in color, and it has these sort of like bits of what is kind of, it's basically melted, peppermint stick. I don't know, because it's kind of liquidy, but there's also some bite to it. Anyway, so this is what it looks like. God, I need to eat some more before we leave. Excuse me. So this is really, really hard to come by these days. It used to be a very popular flavor, is my understanding, but the main companies that used to make it no longer make it or have gone out of business. My mother found in like a small artisanal type shop, I guess, that makes it near her. She paid $20 for this thing because she knows we can't have Christmas without it. This all started with my grandmother, who was a peppermint fiend. And every Christmas, she would stock up on peppermint stick ice cream. Although she, I believe, would usually get either the Stop and Shop flavor or the Friendly's flavor. And it would have flecks not just of like red in it, but also green, if I'm not mistaken. But I think it was still... All right, so here it is. As you can see, this is a really good one. Van Leeuwen made a peppermint stick flavor one last year. It was not as good because I think their ice cream is a little bit too heavy, too thick. This like requires a slightly like lighter ice cream. Okay. I don't know if you can hear that. There's some crunch to it. There's like peppermint in it. Also, for the record, if you don't like mint chip ice cream, you still might like this. I'm not a huge fan of mint chip ice cream. I love this. If you don't like peppermint, my mother doesn't like peppermint. She still loves this. This ice cream is just so good, okay? All right, but I just want to document this because we're going to try to crack the peppermint stick ice cream code. We got to buy a bunch of peppermint. Okay. And like candy canes. Okay. While they're cheap. Okay. All right. So while I'm here, number one, this is my official petition to ice cream makers to start to bring back peppermint. This was a classic back in like the 50s, 60s, 70s, okay? This was a fan favorite, I believe, for a very long time. And I think it just started feeling old-fashioned or something, which is, by the way, why I think some artisanal ice cream, like small batch makers, are kind of bringing it back. Major ice cream makers, please, this is my official petition, please bring this back. It is seasonal. Number two, here are my demands, okay, / the rules. It has to just be peppermint stick. You can't put other stuff in them. Trader Joe's in recent years has come out with like a couple of versions of a peppermint stick based ice cream, but they usually put like Oreo cookies in it as well, or whatever, like Joe's O's cookies in it as well. So they include some form of chocolate and whatnot. Also, I haven't seen it in a couple of years. That doesn't count, okay? No chocolate. It has to just be peppermint stuff. 2 or 3 years ago, they had these like little mini ice cream cones that had peppermint stick ice cream inside them, but it was like covered with chocolate, and also it was like mini cones. It wasn't, what we need are small pints or gallons, half gallons, whatever that is, of peppermint stick ice cream, nothing else inside. Got it? Those are my demands. Also, to everyone else, I am now looking for good peppermint stick ice cream recipes. Anything, if you make it at home or if you have like a book of recipes, or, whatever. If you have a recipe that you would recommend, please send it my way. I would love to do this. All this love, by the way, comes from my grandmother, my Granny Gloria. She was obsessed with peppermint. She would buy like giant bags of them and she would put them in candy dishes everywhere. She loved them. Yes, neurodivergence runs in the family. Okay? At Christmas, she would stock up on peppermint ice cream, so she always had it. My family, most of us, we love it, okay? We love the peppermint ice cream. Every winter until my mom found this maker last year, I would go on a hunt for peppermint ice cream, and I still do because I don't get this until I come visit my mom. I remember a couple Christmases ago, I was like looking for it desperately, hunted it down. I think it was like the mini Trader Joe's cones year, so, you know, a little bit disappointing. And we went to my aunt's house, and when we got there, I went downstairs to check her basement freezer to see if she had found any, and she had, and she'd stocked up. And then after the big family dinner, you know, we brought out all the various desserts, and a bunch of us just poured ourselves the peppermint ice cream, to which one of my uncles said, like, well, you are all Gloria's granddaughters. So yes, while it is like a family thing, also it's just really wonderful. I want to spread the gospel of the peppermint ice cream flavor. I know it sounds gross on the surface. I know. It sounds like toothpaste. If you don't like mint chip, nothing like mint chip. Nothing like it, I promise you. Anyway, happy holidays.